Hello and welcome to Asher Models. I'm Mark and I will present the Tiger 1 today. The so-called Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger or Sonderkfz 181 in the production version, the version E. I got a couple of weird names because German politicians or bureaucracy tends to name everything exactly due to their use, I'd say. Like the tanks, in English they call tanks, and in German usually Panzer, but in the bureaucracy they are called armored fighting vehicles, Panzerkampfwagen, for some weird reason. So and here we go with the kit that is very nicely detailed and looks absolutely stunning. It is a kit from Zvezda, but it is a rebox, and I'm pretty sure it was a Dragon kit in his former life. So the price was pretty decent with about 28 euros, and I built it fairly early in my restarted modeling tour, so to speak. So, but it was a really nice kit to put together, very detailed, very easy, very nice. So that was exactly what I needed at that point. So, and the kit is a 46 from Zvezda, and now we're gonna have a closer look to it. So here we go with some views on the details. They're pretty decent there, and down there we got the running gear, which is working with I forgot the word for it. These interchanged road wheels. They're due to the heavy weight of the tank and the special suspension it needed. So there had to be a lot done to it for the weight, which is, I think, is twice as much as the Panzer III. And it just needed some oomph, so it wouldn't just break down, basically. So, and there we get the tracks here, which are really wide and heavy, and well, they are single link tracks, and the original had two different ones. So wider for fight and narrower for the, yeah, here you can see the towing cables on the side and on the other side as well. And on top of it there are a couple extra ones, so you can see what they've done. They're one single pieces, but very finely molded. And the cool thing on this particular model is that you have the full interior of the turret. Well, full isn't really full, but the most you can get out of the box kit. So let us see if we can have a closer look here. Sadly, you can't take the turret off on this particular tank kit. Usually, like Tamiya is, you rotate it in a certain to a certain angle and then just pull it off. But in this case, it is just sandwiched together between the turret, the top plate, the rooftop of the box, and a ring underneath it. So you're pretty screwed if you want to take off the turret again. So I'm not saying that a sandwich isn't a good thing, either the one you eat or the one you do. Yeah. And as you can see, there are no photo etched parts here where the grills are or the exhaust thingies, and it is just because it was pretty early and I just built them out of the box. And yeah, photo etch is a very delicate kind of thing with all the fiddly little bits and pieces, and I'm not really a fan of that. And I think a kit that is a model kit out of plastic should be plastic model kit. Just put out of the box, throw it together, and you're happy with it. So sometimes I go a bit deeper with the details and stuff, but usually nah. Some people really do like photo etch parts and resin parts and pimp up their things. Well, go for it, guys. You're probably doing it awesome and they're looking fantastic afterwards, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I'm more for the overall look. I'm not a ribbit counter, so I just, if there's no massive bullshit going on, I'm totally happy with it. So yeah. Like for example, if you look at the 88 here, if there was I don't know, a 15 pounder or something on it, or short barreled, whatever, that wouldn't work, of course, but yeah. So here's the KWK, I think 43 or 51. I always mix them up, all the numbers and whatever, but there's a very particular gun on the Tiger. So yeah, if you mess that up, you're pretty messed up. Well, I went pretty much for the used look on this tank. So the extra track links are gone, so you can see the turret number. I went pretty haywire with the smoke and rust and debris there on the exhaust thingies, and yeah, but it was one of my first, so kind of an experiment, but I think still it looks pretty good. And yeah, I also did a bit of pre-shading on this one, and I just showed you, so you see some variation in the color tone and so. But yeah, and as you might see, there's a bit of a bend in the barrel. It wasn't there when I built it, so since that is a resin extra part with the muzzle cover there, I guess something happened to it, probably heat or whatever, because it's display in a glass display case. So, but yeah, I went for that because it had this awesome muzzle cover there that looked really fabricy, and well, you always need some protection on the tip of your hard-long thing because you don't want anything happen to it. Oh, and then a little side note there, the camouflage themes or the paintings on these tanks were usually done in the field, not at the factory, with some gasoline mixed paints, which was a common thing, and since there wasn't enough of the paint itself, so they did that and used what they just had at hand. So we're trying to take a look at or into the turret now. It is pretty tough to see through the cupolas and portholes and so, but I'll try to show you the most I can get to view. But you can basically see the gun breech, the loading mechanism, and yeah, some minor details, but the lighting isn't just as good as, and yeah, sorry about that. I might get some sort of snake camera or so at some point. And but you can see the seats and as I said, the gun breech. some of the walls and hooks and stuff, and the air filters, and some of the equipment at least. So yeah, that's pretty much all you can see there. But especially for the price of the kit, it is outstanding, in my opinion. So for the last piece of the video, I'm just trying to show you some more details of the kit itself, getting a bit closer and stuff, and starting with the road wheels, which are still the versions with the rubber band around it, where they had enough rubber. At some point in the war, they just went for, well, we don't have enough rubber, and it gets loose anyway, so we put all steel wheels on it and just go for it. But this is, as I said, the earlier version with the rubber road wheels still. So, and for a little bit of more history, the tank itself looks like it does because it is, or it has its roots in the mid-30s, when Germany was looking for a bigger tank to replace the so-called Durchbruchspanzer, which is the breakthrough tank, which they used before. And it went to a couple iterations and versions and designs, and there was a competition and so on. But well, the tank looks like it looks because it is a kit of the mid-30s. So you have the bathtub style hole. You get a box on top of it, and then the turret instead of just a hull and a turret on top of it. So that's basically the reason why it looks like it looks. So yeah, and to come back to the kit, it is for the kind of details and the parts count, it is pretty easy to put together. It fits well, it sits perfectly. There's no real filling needed or whatever. And since it was used in a wide varieties of environment like Russia, the Normandy, and North Africa, you can go crazy with the paint schemes and with the camouflage. There are even a version with Zimmerit on it, but I choose not to do that. So this is just more a basic painted kind of tank. Like maybe it would be Russian first production tanks, whatever. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but let's be a surprise. So if you liked it, you know, hit the subscribe button. Share it if you want to, like it, comment it, and don't forget about the bell so you get noticed every time I put out a new video. So until next time, your mark, this was Ashwell Models, the Tiger Tank. Good fight, good night.